But no,
Continuing on. Unless you guys want to keep talking about contracts.
I mean, I won't say no, but at the same time, I really want to finish this. You've literally heard me beg to finish Phandelver. I ain't gonna stop.
Well,
Not the only time you've heard me beg, though.
Accurate.
all of you, though.
Damn, I thought I'd at least have one less competition.
What?
Because, I mean, I've never heard Anthony express it out loud.
I don't think you want me to either.
Oh, Australia one's here.
So, the next day of trouble goes about as expected. By the midday point, you still haven't encountered anyone, and it's oddly quiet. Like you'd expect at the very least the road to Phandalin to be somewhat not crowded, but at least populated in some way, shape, or form. And it's unusual in general to see it this quiet.
Could we make the assumption that it's from the snow, or?
I mean, if you want to make that assumption, you could.
How far away would we be from Cragmore Castle?
With the direction, with the amount that you traveled, and having Smeek with you, you can confirm, you got about one more day. You get about, you camp tonight, and then about, not even noon, but like, after about 3 hours travel, you're about there.
Right, Smeek.
Yeah.
How far out does Cragmore Castle usually have its lookouts?
I mean, when I was posted there, honestly, not that far. Like, by the time we reach the forest, which will be, not today, but tomorrow, there'll be one person, maybe two, patrolling the big outskirts, and they'll be going back and forth. But if we're sneaky enough, we'll avoid them. And then the next lookouts will be at the castle itself, just on the walls.
Right, well, the other goblin that gave us some info, he informed us about a hidden entrance on the north side of the castle.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a hidden entrance. It's more just like a broken wall. But yeah, you could call it that, I guess.
Right. He also said that it was not as heavily guarded as the main entrance.
Oh, it's not guarded at all. There's there's people stationed on the inside of that room. Most of the time. But it isn't guarded. No one walks outside of that. It's just forest. We don't get anyone ever arriving from that side, I guess.
Smeek, can you do me a favor?
Depends on the favor.
Tell me everything you know about Cragmore Castle.
Gee. Okay. What do you want to know?
Alright, I want to know, well, I got some information from the other guy. I know that there's a doppelganger that hangs out in there. I know they got dire wolves, they got traps, they got goblins, they got hobgoblins. What I want to know is what else could we be expecting? What are the traps? How heavily guarded are some of the rooms? What can we expect from some of these guards?
Okay. So, the doors themselves. Any door in the place is actually pretty solidly, not guarded, but reinforced. So, they're all wooden doors, reinforced with iron bars to a solid lock. So unless you got a key, you ain't getting in.
What about if I got my thieves' tools?
I mean, if you can break in, you got it. But otherwise, it's a bitch to knock down. Trust me, I've tried. If we're walking in from the back, then the back entrance. It was originally a lookout, but it's been completely collected. And it's a basic rule. We don't keep anything in there because it's very easy to get to. So it'll just lead you to some of the other rooms. It'll lead you to a few rooms.
Smeek, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to draw a map of the basic layout of Cragmore Castle?
Oh yeah, you got some paper?
And I hand over a bit of scrap paper.
Alright, and then he sends you a map. He draws you a map, which is... I'm about to send you now. Thank you for asking, because I was fucking waiting for it.
I knew there'd be one available.
Yeah. Of course.
I thought it was a prudent question, though.
Oh, fucking hell, right? It's about a goddamn time that someone asked for it.
You said it.
Phone wants to operate. Boom, 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 that makes sense.
Excellent.
Oh, crap is good.
It looks
So one's the front entrance.
One, no. Sorry, yes, one is the front entrance. 11 is the hidden entrance.
Right.
Right. Close you down. Open you up in these instead. Just so I can do that.
What he does tell you is that number 8 on that map. So the back entrance leads to 3 different sections: 8, 9, and 11. Now number 8 leads to what at one point would have been some kind of chapel or some kind of shrine, something of the sort. There are on the upper reaches of the room, angelic kind of sculptures, and a whole bunch of curtains that block any light coming in from the room. Inside it, though, he does tell you that there is a creature known as a grip, which is being tortured to the point that it is now some kind of text.
Smeagol!
Sure.
Would it be possible to convince it to join our side?
God fucking no. Anything that's not friendly, it will attack you. So it's a large serpentine creature that has a large beak with 4 tentacles extruding from each corner of the said beak.
And what room's it in?
That's number 8. In 9, so in one of the northern towers that 11 room leads to as well, is a shrine that the goblins have created.
And who's the shrine to?
Hang on, let me read.
I'm just trying to roleplay this out, bro. Trying to make it fun for you.
Yeah, so am I.
Goblins, are they bronze for, they've got this is filler text.
So, no. So goblins in general, and Smee tells you this, but they generally worship Maglubiet,
Yes,
the
Maglubiet.
god of goblinoids, as anyone surely would know. However, there is a goblin named Lupo who serves there as some sort of seer or some sort of priest to Maglubiet, and he has anywhere between 2 to 5 goblins there with him at any time that serve as his acolyte. Basically just glorified goblins. And Lupo consistently claims that Maglubiet speaks directly to him and expresses his will for the goblins. Doesn't know anything outside of that, but that's what he consistently hears. Number 11 on that place is a completely collapsed tower. The ground floor still has some open space, but again, they don't keep anything in here. There are some rotting crates, very ancient looking barrels that provide, it is a very sort of ingredients, and tools, and storage in those kind of areas. But that passage also leads to. Sorry, there is a screen of canvas that blocks the passage to the north, which is what's blocking the entrance to that area. It also leads to the guard barracks of the area. There are some creatures keeping watch from the guard barracks, but they can't see quite to the outside. From the north, that is. From the east, the guard barracks can see very clearly, and are likely to be spotted and or attacked. There are hobgoblins in the guard barracks, and they have generally been trained that if they see anything, they will go to the leader of Cragmore Castle to inform of any intrusions. And the area in general used to be just what looks to be some kind of basic human encampment. Not even so much a barracks, but just where people would sleep in the area. And it has since been very long since rotted away and refurbished into the barracks that it now is. And that's about it.
Alright, what about the front of the castle? Like, how does that work out? Like, what will we be running into?
Well,
I know just your favorite type of player.
mm-hmm.
If you want, just send me photos of all the pages. I promise I won't look at all the information I'm not meant to see.
How about no? I'm difficult.
So, we're thinking enter at C11,
Yeah.
8 are the ones that you've given us.
So, the front entrance is not explicitly guarded. However, there are sentries in areas 3 and 4 that will keep watch of the area. that is supposed to keep watch of the area and will report any movement seen, and it's on merely attack on sight. There don't appear to be any traps in this area. Number 2 on your map is the foyer of the castle. Heavily cluttered with rubble and fallen like plaster from the ceilings and things like that.
Would he have explained the entrance at 10 to us? Because that seems like a alternate side entrance.
Let him get through the front of the castle first.
Sorry.
So he does tell you eventually, after this, 10 is basically just a side gate, but it is locked and boarded and barricaded. Like, it is difficult to get through. It's not guarded. It's not guarded. There are lookouts in the area, but it is not physically guarded by the default defenses. But it is fucking difficult to break through it. If that answers your question.
Does.
Cool. It does tell you as well that if anyone sees you coming through the front gate, they will almost immediately shoot on sight as well. So they will fling arrows your way. Heading in through though, so in that front area, there is some ground that is supposed to be. There is some ground that looks nearly like the just cement, but the floor is cemented in, and it leads to like it's right at like the front entrance to that. Unless you jump over it, will lead into a pitfall with spikes and beams, and once those spikes is actually triggered, like or any impact is put onto it, will lead to a secondary trap to almost ensure that anything that spikes onto it will definitely be killed. He doesn't know the details of said trap, but he knows that it's basically like a double maneuver to make sure that something dies.
Alright.
And that is about all he knows.
What about in that room off of where the trap is? So you don't go into the sentry areas. You head into rooms 4 and 5. What's in room 5?
Number 5. This is the basic storeroom. We keep some shit in there. That's it.
Alright, and where would Glassstaff be holed up?
I don't know.
What about Black Spider?
I don't know. Like, they're not normally here. They're here when they want to give us some orders, and that's about it. If they were here, look, if they were here, they'd be close to number 14 on that little map there. It used to be the King's Quarters. I don't know. There's a nice chair there. Either there or they're not really there. Like, they're barely there. Very, very rarely are they there.
Does Blackstaff have, some sort of key or way to alert them that he plans to enter if he's not frequently there and only stops by for orders?
I mean, everyone knows what he looks like, so we gotta just know not to kill him.
So Blackstaff is kind of just considered safe if anyone sees him. He has free range.
Gloss staff, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. My.
Alright, well, thank you for the information, Smeek, and thank you for the map. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you owe me one.
As always.
Mm.
Right. Well, I'd still say our best plan of attack would probably be through room 11, through that little busted up entryway. Especially considering it looks like our best bet to try and find Glassstaff or Black Spider is to just head straight through that doorway there into room 14.
I think those are our best odds as well.
But, and I'm going to say this, we will need to be sneaky.
Oh boy.
I've changed my armor model. In case you haven't noticed, it's not as bulky as the last one. It's actually a lot more sleek, and it's got this cool little gem on the fist here.
You do be looking fit, bro.
It's the exact same. It's just it's black instead of blue.
I kind of just look down at all my armor that I'm wearing.
Look, we're gonna have to try and sneak in there.
I mean, I can take it off.
Yeah, and then when we get attacked,
I'll put it back on and I'll ask them to wait.
yeah, you tell me how that works out.
Smeek, how do I ask them to wait in Goblin?
Nah, we don't have that word.
Oh. Ooh, okay.
Wait, you mean like wait as in you're fat, or wait as in like wait, stop, give me a second?
Both, because I'm curious.
Oh, we can say that you're fat, but there's no way that like it's like give me a hot minute.
Okay.
Do you have just stop?
We have don't do that.
Yeah, how do you say that in Goblin?
Futa!
Fukta?
No. Fu! And then sha!
Fucha.
Like a mix of a fu and a ru, so fucha!
Fucha.
No, sha! Sha! Like shit, man, you're getting it wrong. Sha!
Fucha.
No, sha! There's no K in it.
Fucha.
There you go. Boom.
So, Abel, has anyone ever told you that you have a lot of resemblance to the writer of Lord of the Rings? You started with your like languages and then built the book around it, huh?
Sure.
That's actually a true fact
That
about
is
what-
actually how we did it, yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
No, I just keep going until someone says you said that already. But alright.
You haven't yet, so.
I'll take a comparison to Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
It's a J.R.R. Tolkien.
I'll take a Tolkien reference. Sure.
Go love it.
Sure.
It's fine with me. Wait till you hit my homebrew.
Are you gonna send off dictionaries to each of us?
Please do.
No, I said this.
Remember what you told me about that, actually.
I told this to both Anthony and Brandon. I'm not creating languages at all. I'm just giving each language they're all
real
going to
world
be
comparison.
assigned a real word comparison. So,
Like,
yeah, just-
Zemnian would be German.
Zemnian doesn't exist in this
if I
game.
had Zemni in my world, it would be German. If it was Dwarvish, it would be Old Gaelic kind of thing. If there was, let's say giant, it would be Old Norse.
So, for context, I didn't hear the L in that. I heard each word has an old word companion. And I'm sitting there thinking, so basically he's just creating a language, he just doesn't want to say it? Yeah.
No. Because every language in the homebrew has a version
No.
is a real world language and a culture associated with, but just what I think is associated with the D&D world.
Right. Dibs on Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
What?
You haven't heard that story?
No.
Bluetooth.
Tell me later.
Okay. But no, back to what I was saying. First off, yes, I agree. Stealthy, better. Not. I don't see me doing stealth great.
Alright.
Telling them to stop and deceiving them also doesn't seem like a great bet.
There is merit in the idea of Althea. Do you know the spell Disguise Self?
I think so.
Well,
What is his domain?
Let me check. If it will load. Not that I can see.
What's your domain again? Is it light domain?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Because I was gonna say, Althea and I could disguise ourselves as hobgoblins and take Gadrak in as one of the humans that's been terrorizing the Red Brands.
Yeah. Except
But
no.
unfortunately, you don't have Disguise Self, so that option's gone out the window.
I mean, unless you do it yourself.
Yeah, but it's gonna look a lot more fishy if one guy's bringing in two prisoners, especially when they gave the Red Brand so much trouble.
I'll
I'm not
say.
giving you suggestions.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Sneak contest with me.
I mean, I don't think you really want to.
My point is, we should work out who's more stealthy, because am I correct that is just a direct pile of rubble between 11 and 14, or the chamber next to 14?
Oh, it's rubble that is impossible. Like, you would not be able to climb over it.
Then that changes things.
Like rubble that like leads to the ceiling kind of thing.
Okay.
How about this? I'll wait here with Smeek. You guys can go in there and have fun.
How about this? No.
That's a man.
Althea, come on, man. You know we need you. Alright? You're great when you're on form, but whenever you get anxious like this, you lose your grip. Anthony, take notes.
What'd you say?
I said, Anthony, take notes.
Yeah.
Don't say that like it's not like he doesn't already know.
Yeah. Look, alright, I know it's scary, man. I get it. But we gotta go in there. And I want you by my side. I want you there fighting with us. I think you're great.
I step up beside Althea and just put a hand on his shoulder.
How clean is that hand?
Very.
Okay. It can stay there.
Very by Gadrak and Army standards.
I was gonna say, a noble army standards. He polishes. My whole thing is he comes from a family of nobles who do their time in the military. I polish my armor every day.
You're very clean. I like you.
Right. Gadrak, are you ready for this?
I'm gonna stand there looking between my glaive and my fuck, what is it? I believe it was a wrong app. I'm not Gadras on this, not that. I'm looking between my two weapons. Um, it what do you think's better? Stopping them from running, or keeping people up? Because I can go in, you know, sword and board, or I can go in as the first line of defense.
Alstay, if we go down, can you get us up? That's what she said.
Sorry, I thought you said I'll say. Yes, I can.
Right.
For context, I was looking at my Morning Star. I can go in Morning Star and Shield, or I can go in Glaive, but I can't use Sentinel with my Morning Star.
Why not?
So,
Hey again.
what was that?
Hey again.
Sorry, it halves my reach, and reach is big on Sentinel.
I'd say go in, front line of defense. If Althay's alright with healing us when we need it, and then dealing a fuck ton of damage when we don't need it, we should be fine.
Yeah.
Mick pipes up and says, look at me. Here's the thing. If no one knows you're there, no one knows you're there.
I mean,
Like-
have you heard when I walk? And I just like walk a few steps and just clunk, clunk.
That's the thing. Like, if you get noticed at all in any room, there'll be a racket, and everyone will be there, and there goes the elevator. But if you can somehow manage to get your way in without me, and you can take from the ring, you know, we only change shifts like once a day. So,
What time?
sorry?
What time do you change shifts?
Like nightfall kind of thing. As soon as the sun goes down, we all jump up together, do a bit of report, and then swap around. Some of us have a meal, some of us go without eating, that kind of thing.
What's the time now? There's the sun.
Oh, we're not going to be getting there for another day or so.
Yeah, you're still
Ah,
traveling, I imagine, while you have the conversation. So you're getting to about 4 o'clock, give or take. Sun's coming down, but it's not sunset just yet.
Right. Smeek, I know you're not coming in with us,
No.
but I would appreciate it if you stayed close by.
Look, I don't want to die. Like, they'll torture me on sight and kill me because it's funny. Like, that's it.
So, let me hang on a second. What if you and I took these two in as prisoners, or do they just hate you?
Make a persuasion check.
That was more just a question. I'm not trying to convince him just yet.
Still make a persuasion check.
If this makes any difference when it comes to the talk of him coming in, I'm going to hold out my light crossbow and bolts. Especially when he's like, "Can you just stay near?" I'm gonna reach out and be like, "You, just the thought that you might be looking over
22.
straggler or two. It'll help the idea of you."
Well, what was your persuasion, Brendan?
22. 17 plus 5. I am not trying to convince him to come in and fight with us. I do not want that. I don't want Smeek to get hurt. All I wanted to know is, do they hate him because he left?
No, they hated me just on principle. Like I was kind of always like the runt of the group. Always got bullied, and if there was the shit job like picking up the Grick and the Wolf shit, I'd get it. So they'd see me and go, haha, Smeek, what the fuck are you doing here? Especially considering Red Brand got wiped out. And I'm certain Glass Staff would have come back to report here near immediately. So he would know at the very least. They would know at the very least Red Brand is no more. And if I came back, there would be very unpleasant questions.
They won't necessarily kill you on sight.
Oh, will they kill me on sight? No. But they would not be kind or extend any courtesy to me whatsoever.
How are you going with the disguised self spell? Do you reckon you get it down after another night's practice?
Another night? No. If we took a hot minute, like, and then a few days, sure. But, like, not just yet.
Because I was gonna say you could use that, make yourself look like another goblin.
Here's the thing. Like, I could, yeah, but even if I did, I'm not willing to fight. Not for this.
I'm not asking you to.
Like, if you want, like, I'll take a crossbow and I'll wait in like a room with you're behind, and every now and then throw in a pot shot, maybe. But I'm not gonna be in the same room as y'all are fighting.
No, it's fine. We can deal with this.
Look, based on what I know about the Kragmar, if y'all are sneaky and you take them room by room without anyone noticing, they'll be easy enough for you to take out. The only issue will be if they notice you and then are able to prepare. That'll be when you have some problems.
We could also make a distraction on the other side at the other entrance.
That'll still put everyone in alert.
True, but it would put them over on the other side of the castle.
No, trust me, places like this, they will lock down the entire castle.
No, Alpha actually has a point. We're not that bright. We would spend a good 5 or 10 minutes looking at the other side to make sure nothing's there before we look at anything else. You may have 1 or 2 people looking at the other side. The Gricks and the animals and the wargs and the wolves and stuff like that, they probably stay put because they're normally chained up. But for the rest of us, we probably head to the other side of the castle to check what's going on.
Hey, Smeek, can you do me a favor?
Well, it depends on the favor. I don't do blood.
Stop referring to yourself as one of them. You've proven that you're not.
Oh, no. Like, if there was a kerfuffle, I'd look for the kerfuffle.
You'd look, but I don't
Look,
believe that you'd.
I'm not a Kragmar. Like, I've never really had been, never really wanted to be. I was just there because I was there. I'm still a goblin. You're that bright as a beast.
I don't believe that. My point is, you say that you're not a Kragmar. That's fine. I still hold out the light crossbow and bolts. You've proven that you're someone we can trust. Even if you don't come in with us, you're not one of them. You're someone who's good.
I mean, look, I'll take this. And he takes out the crossbow and bolts if he hands them. He takes it. Like, I'll take this, no worries. And he shoves it into his bag holding. And then he also pulls out of his bag holding a short bow and arrows. And I got this.
Do you prefer a longbow? I mean,
I don't know. What's the difference?
how much damage they do?
And more range.
I mean, if you want to give me something better, take it.
I will trade
I've also
you.
got this, and while he's walking, he stops and he goes, and shoots a firebolt off, just in the corner.
I like it.
I turn to him and do the full goblin handshake.
He entirely just goes, hey.
So I
Sorry,
do.
he does the full.
And then I'm like, here, I'll trade you. And I pull out the longbow because I believe the longbow still does more than a firebolt.
Yeah. Longbow's D8 plus Dex. Fireball's just a straight D10. So for him, that's it.
I'll still hand it over. Still better than a light crossbow. And I'll hand that over and be like, well, keep yourself safe. But if you're able to help, you know, it means a lot to us. Just, you know.
I will keep myself safe, yes. But if there's an opportunity that I can help, I might.
If you see like a straggler look out on the roof and he seems like you can get the shot, it's up to you, but it would help if you take that shot.
I won't risk my own life, but I'll do what I can.
I know you're good, Mitzelblick.
What was that?
I said, I know you're good, Mitzelblick.
You're right, Mazel Tov. At least you don't snore.
So, does the little one snore? Just for context.
The what?
The little one, Alfred. No, no.
Ezra's taller than you are.
No,
Alfie.
Alfie.
I just want to say I'm like the same height as you.
He hasn't slept with him yet. It's on it.
Yeah.
I thought this was happening after another day of travel.
This is during the travel.
Oh,
That and I just don't sleep because I trans.
huh.
Probably the best sleep.
That being, you know, me personally, I would be very concerned sharing a room with someone who spends 4 hours.
I know.
Who knows? It gives Meek a good amount of time to draw on his face.
They're entirely like awake during their trance.
Fuck, Meek doesn't know that.
Like, touche, I guess. So,
During this, like towards this point of the conversation, the sun is beginning to set, and it's getting to about that point where you'll need to make camp.
Same deal as always. I'm just going to cast my alarm spell. Get ready for my lesson with Smeek.
Yep. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Does anyone else do anything in the meantime as well, or just set up your camp like normal?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna help set up the camp, and then I'm just gonna step into their lesson and be like, "Hey, Smeek, can you give me a phrase for today?"
So, with that roll, he is able to change his features. He begins to attempt to cast what he knows so far, and he's able to change his features, So he still looks like a goblin, but he looks like a slightly different goblin. Like he looks a bit older, a bit more rugged in the face. His teeth are a bit crooked, about an inch or so taller. But it was not a complete disguise self so far. But he's definitely making impressive progress with the spell.
At what time did I walk into them to ask?
I'll say during his first attempt of changing his features, and you see him look like a completely different goblin, and then you say, "Hey, give me a phrase," and he goes, "What?" Then he goes back to normal.
Fucking hell, Gadrak.
I mean, I hope to get you before you started, but that was looking good.
Well, it fucking was looking good, wasn't it? Past tense. Yeah.
I mean, for the half second there, I thought you were someone else. So that would have phrased other questions. But do you have a phrase for me?
Well, what do you want to know?
Just give me
How
something
about
that
fuck
might
off?
Fuck off? Easy. It's not even a word. This. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. Fingers together. Yeah. Yeah. BLAHKHHH. Yeah. We'll make sure you get the tongue out to a point. Not like, but like, But again, from the Adam's apple, right out the front.
So a glorified thank you.
No, thank you is this.
We actually, that word doesn't even exist in Goblin. Took me a whole lot to realize that. We don't have a thank you. It's just from the Adam's apple, head down, to the front, like this, fingers together, thumb back like this. Blah! Fuck you.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my night trying to remember that.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, I thought it would be, but I'm gonna just drill that
Still
into
rolling
my
until
memory.
it.
And I'm
Please be a natural one.
I was just gonna say, I'm even gonna try and keep it as quiet as possible, just so that I don't interrupt their study session. Intelligence, not skills.
Low DC. This is easy. Fuck.
Thank fuck. 16.
You get this one. Doesn't even like. You do it 3 or 4 times, and you're like, yeah, I got this. It's done.
I still, like, every 15-20 minutes, I just think of it and just repeat it. I drill it into my memory as hard as possible.
You drill very easily in. Does anyone else wish to do anything specific for the night, or is that what you guys will call the night?
Alarm around the camp as usual.
Alarm's already up.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Now that we're this close to Cragmore Castle, I would also take a watch.
Yeah.
I would be brooding.
I was gonna say, do you mention it, or do you just...
I'd mention it. I'd let everyone know that I'm taking a watch and I'm going to be waking someone up in a couple hours to take over.
Okay. Well, as you take the first, then go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
19.
19. While you're at it, go ahead and roll me a d20.
16.
You spend a good 1 hour keeping very watchful eye. And you catch the ever soft sound of Smeek just But outside of that, blah. But outside of that, nothing.
I go wake Althea up.
I'm just gonna be staring like at the entrance.
Yeah, you open the tent and he's just sitting there staring at you.
Well, sorry, didn't realize you'd be awake.
Oh no, this is how I sleep.
But now you're awake.
But I was asleep before.
But then I'm confused. Anyway, my watch is done. I'm going to bed. Your turn. Nothing happened, so it should be fine.
Fantastic.
Good night.
Delightful.
And you do also, just as you're leaving the tent, you hear the
Fun.
Smith behind Alfie, curled up in a corner, still with your coat.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I just go to my tent, use my action to doff my armor, and
It's on.
just pass out. That is one good thing about Artificers. It's an action to take on and put on and take off my armor.
That is true.
Yeah, no, I just pass out.
Boom. Alfie, give me a perception check.
Nat 20 for 24.
It is quiet. Exceptionally quiet. You do hear the faint humming of nighttime bugs, the occasional bat scurrying from one branch to another, just I don't know what bats sound like, but
It's not that sound.
no, it ain't.
It's more just a screech like a
Whatever, you know. But while you're keeping an eye on the sky, you do notice a streak through the sky as a shooting star seems to stream by.
Do you make a wish on it?
Oh, make a wish on it.
Well, it's a shooting star.
Oh, I didn't know you do that with shooting stars.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no.
That's a real life thing, not a
I-
That's a whole white person thing too.
I didn't know that. Wow. I've never even seen a shooting star, so
I mean, I'm a nerd. I 2 months ago I literally stayed up to watch a meteor shower. So, but no, yeah, it is a very
That's a
light
whole lot.
person.
not bad.
Yeah.
Fuck, what do I want?
To be less anxious.
No.
More.
For some sick platform boots to match your hair.
I want a cat.
We just had one. Oh
A
shit.
black cat.
And welcome Remittance back into the campaign.
You wish upon the shooting star and you say, "Give me a black cat." Come on.
Sorry. Did you just make your wish to Sailor Moon?
Saloon.
Sailor.
But also Sailor Moon as a deity.
Yes.
I have found the only person I will ever pray to again.
That or DM.
No, it's not even
Yeah.
DM anymore.
No.
It's Sailor Moon.
It's Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon or Jupiter.
That.
Oh.
But the rest of your night passes.
No cats? No cats.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go to bed depressed.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna
listen.
go to bed normal.
Yeah, I'd wake up Gadrak and just be like, let me know if there's any black cats. Okay, good night, bye.
except for the sleepover. Yeah, go over once it starts getting to morning. I'll start a fire and light everything, but otherwise I just pull a standard watch of keep an eye open.
Go ahead and roll me your perception check.
Not too far. Fuck, the symbol's in the way and it's taking its time loading.
Oh, it's a really good check for you.
It
Has
has
it a black cat?
honestly, it didn't load the result. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10, yeah.
10? Alright. Yeah, it didn't actually pop up for me. So,
Well, it's a peaceful night.
so once the sun starts rising, I'm gonna light a campfire, and while I'm definitely no alpha, I'm gonna start getting stuff ready for people to have a breakfast.
Easy. Well,
It's
and if there's
definitely not
no
as
alpha meal, it is still a serviceable breakfast for the rest of you to have. And by the time you wake up, you are met with the smell of slightly burnt bacon, dry sausages, but some
Joke's
lovely
on
runny-
you.
lovely
I
runny
love
eggs.
crispy bacon.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smeek wakes up very eagerly.
So do I, actually. Is there any cats?
Make a perception check.
I was gonna say, you can count it in the 10, I think you said I rolled. But do I see any cats, anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, the both of you do not see any cats.
You know, it looked like it was going to land on a 19.
And
And
then
then
it
it's
was a
like,
1.
you know what? Bleh.
It looked like it, but unfortunately, no.
When I get up, I would just like to scan the horizon, see if I can see anything around, anything that looks like it might be trouble, or anything that just catches my eye.
Perception check for you too, so.
Thank you for the food, by the way. It's nice
That's
that food
15.
cooked for me for once.
15.
14 plus 1.
Okay.
Black cat?
Extra piece of bacon.
No. Danger. No. You do ever see what you would first see is a normal eagle cresting the sky, but on further inspection of it, you do see it is very high up, but it is in fact a giant.
Huh.
America! Fuck yeah!
Neat. I'd like to imagine it's a wedge-tailed eagle. Because those fuckers are massive.
She got a big wedge tail.
Huh. Neat.
Does it have a cat?
You're looking for
No,
some
but it
tail,
does
are
seem to
you?
drop something from very high.
Is it like over us when it drops it?
Not quite over you, or like 50 meters, 100 odd feet to the west, give or take, and then
Can I follow what it dropped?
More
Yeah.
specifically, was it traveling to the east or to the west? Because velocity, you know.
No.
it was traveling to, we'll say, the east.
Would I be able to see where the thing would have landed that it dropped?
Yeah, it would have landed probably about 150 odd feet to the east of where you guys are now. It wasn't directly over you when it dropped, whatever I'm calling.
That
I'll
won't
be
take me
looking for
too
that.
long.
I'll be
Nah.
looking for the cat.
I'll go run and see what it was.
And take you. There's no dense forest or anything blocking whatever you blocking your direction. It's only a couple of trees, but as you get to the center of them, you look down and it's just semi-frozen bird shit.
Neat.
Thought you were about to say a dead cat. I'm just like,
He thought about it.
Gonna look through the bird shit or not?
oh.
I'm good.
It really depends on your investigation roll on whether there is a cat in that.
I'm good. I head back to camp.
You do that, and as you guys are packing up your camp, anxiously awaiting the day to come, the next few hours, whatever plan it is that you will muster to take the keep, we will go ahead and end the session for today.
Cool.
Thank you, Baudet.
No.
Right. The ever lovely fuck out of that.
Yes.
And
I
we'll
loved our
start-
parent session.
Start next session with the invasion of Cragmorky.
And the finding of my cat.
I look forward to it.
Finding of your cat.
And my now ever-loving quest to adopt a giant wedge-tailed eagle.
Yes.
It's never going to happen, but I can dream.
So
It-
you're
It depends if you wish on a shooting star or not.
It might just have to be something that I take over into the homebrew campaign.
Who knows?
So we leave this session with one person looking for a giant eagle and the other person looking for some pussy.
Yeah, that's
It will
exactly.
never happen, but yes.
You're right. You will never get a black cat.
Exactly.
The white ones are much easier.
Alright.
Thank you, my Felicia's.
Also more trashy though, let's be honest.
It was an absolute pleasure. I'll see you all in the future.
Bye bye.
Love you, man.
I need to get some sleep because I gotta be up in 6 hours.
Oh
yeah!
Rude, and then I'm going to bed.
My shift has been cancelled, so I can stay up for years.
Do it.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it fucking sucks.
Cute.
Alright,
Good night.
see ya.
Yeah.
Good session.
See you, mate.
So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was tonight's episode of Lost Mines of Phandelver. I hope you enjoyed it. Look, they're still trying here. There we go, I've got the camera up. Look, we're still trying to work all this out. Let me just... I'm upside down. There we go. So, still trying to figure out OBS. We're still trying to figure it all out, see how to get it all working, and I know that there are probably going to be there is probably going to be a bit of jittering for now. Just bear with us until we figure out what's going on. This episode was put up in parts purely just for my sanity, so that I'm not having to try and edit 4 hours worth of content. So hopefully the jittering and pausing isn't too bad, and also hopefully you guys enjoyed. So if you did, please feel free to chuck us a like, and if you really loved it, please subscribe. We will be trying to do this on a more regular basis, especially once we start the homebrew campaign. We still don't have a name for the YouTube channel. We're thinking about it, trying to see what we want to do. So if you have any ideas, feel free to let us know. But with that, that's been all. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Brandon. You just saw Adel, Bryce, and Anthony. Good night.